This is Annoying Friends, episode 1. We got Logan Nicol, surfer from Penarth, South Wales, going to show us how it's done. Big man,
Hey,
how's it going?
what's happening?
What's happening?
Not much. How did that work then, by the way?
Yeah, that worked. So now I know how to screen record and keep the sound. I can have sound only and video with sound. So
Oh, perfect. So you can put it on an app or something, can you?
yeah, it's going straight onto YouTube, and I don't think I'm going to make a Spotify.
Do a podcast app. You can do it on the Apple Podcast app, though.
Is it? I'll have a look.
So.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that actually.
Cool.
We tried this yesterday, and we had some technical difficulties, so I had to delete it. Worked quite
Shame.
well.
It was a good call as well.
Yeah. It was good. But you got the same T-shirt on, I think, have you?
Yeah, I woke up still the same one on. People won't even know. To be fair, it was clean yesterday. I just had a shower, so it's still technically clean.
Yeah, probably.
I'll change it if you want.
No,
Yeah.
I like the back. I don't know how you do the background thing to make the pagans. Well, I want to have the logo of Harry in the background.
Yeah, looks pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah.
Shout out GS Designs.
Yeah.
Did that for us.
It looks like something from Bra Boys or something like that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's still a bit of like a Celtic vibe, I think, with like the font and stuff. Really stoked about that turn out, actually.
I'd say. Right. I wrote some questions yesterday. I forgot them when I was going through them. So, question 1. Favorite surfers in the world, Europe, and UK, and Wales.
Good. So they're going to be pretty much the same response. My world one, Matt Banton. His style is just nuts, and he's literally the guy I've watched his clip before. I could probably count the amount of surfs I didn't watch one of his clips before.
Mental.
I watch his clips before every single surf, trying to like copy his style and just like, I don't know, get inspiration from him. So he's definitely the world. Europe, again, that's quite a hard one for me, really.
You want to try beyond that standard, so.
Yeah, no, I still can like have a favorite surfer. Just don't really know. I sort of look up to like more of like the Aussie contingent, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know. I'll have to come back to that one. But then British would be Ruben Ash, probably, as same as yesterday. You know, he's just so progressive and yeah, amazing surfer. You can't deny that. And then Welsh, I'll stick with Nathan Phillips, just because of the nostalgia looking up to him, and yeah, just my first ever coach as well. So I'll stick with him.
You went on a few trips with Nathan as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, my Europe surfer is you.
Thanks.
Favorite European surfer, Cal Thomas.
Nice. Why is that?
Big frother, always like just you're not a no man, you're more of like a yes man. So if there's like a trip or you know want to, I don't know, go and surf a Misto spot, you'd be keen. So I think that's pretty important. So but yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. Ego massage down.
Yeah, it's just gone. You weren't even on my list, so I'm gonna have to add you to it now.
You can just do favorite surfer from Penarth. That's a tough one.
You're the only person I know from Penarth.
My dad.
Yeah. Where's your favourite waves in the world, Europe, UK, and Wales?
So world for sure, Snapper Rocks is literally the best wave in the world, and it's like everything you dream of. Is a sand bottom right hander, is perfect at like 3 to 6 foot, and it's weird because it is in that range. You'll get 6 foot ones coming in and 3 foot ones coming in. there'll be like 300 people. When I was there's like 300 people out, but it's a conveyor belt. You just wait for someone to fall off and then you go. It was just hard when I remember one night when I was surfing there, and there was like, I literally was like sitting out there. Sally Fitzgibbons was there, like paddling past me. Zeke Lau, Leo Fiovanti, who else? I know Coco Ho and I think it was Derek Ho. They were there all on the same day. I didn't get a wave that session, but I didn't even care. I still came in and I was like just so stoked that I just literally watched. Sorry?
You hardly had a wave.
Well, I got maybe one wave like towards the start, and then I just had to get one to go in because it got dark. It was like an evening session. Yeah. Didn't get a wave really, but I didn't care. I wasn't like scrapping for him. I was just watching. It was weird, I'd surfed all day anyway. Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite wave. And then Europe. Yeah, either Portugal or France. Just like any beachy. Probably the French beachy, my favorite. Close to shore, wedges, and in France you can get a bit of everything. You can find like a long sandbar or, a shorey. So that's probably Europe, and then Britain, Thurso for it's a right-hander, get barreled, surf some like the biggest waves I've been in up there. So, and it's like special going up there every year, like we were saying yesterday. It's just with the boys, it's class. So
it's a trip we all look forward to, don't we? Hopefully,
I think it holds a special place in most like competitive British surfers' hearts, because it's the best wave we get to compete on.
Yeah, it's a world-class wave, really, isn't it, as well?
Well, yeah, for sure. It's at least, it's got to be in the top 10 in Europe for sure,
Yeah.
So that definitely special, and making the pilgrimage up there makes it even better. Just the journey is good.
Yeah. Going up last year.
And then, just nuts, sick with all the boys. And then Wales, Llantuet for sure.
And what one is it? Where in Llantuet? Which wave? There's like 100.
Yeah, I actually thought about this after the call, and I was like, would I say the right-hander? But probably just the point. And like, I enjoy Llantuet when it's like, I enjoy it all the time, but when it's like 3 foot, all the boys are out, and it's like, it's good. When it's good vibes in the water, that's when it's like the funnest. When you're on your own and it's like howling and there's a rip current, it's not my favourite wave then. But, yeah.
We should that wave when it's rippy, because surely it is Llantuet is like a river, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has named it this, but I just call it the treadmill, because you're literally out there on a treadmill, just paddling non-stop. So, but the boys there are so committed. They surf it so much, even when I won't go there if I know it's like kind of a big tide, not that good. I'll just surf a beachy.
Yeah.
But the local boys like die hard, just surf that break. It's fucking nuts. So they must get pissed off when I turn up on the good days and like expect to get a load of waves. Yeah, hey boys, I'm in the club.
Take my £5 a year.
Yeah. I got a stick on my board, see? Yeah, for me, there's obviously other barreling waves. Like I've had loads of good waves with you, like Tembe, and they're awesome waves. But just because it's close to my house and get to surf it all the time.
Yeah, there's a wave where we surfed that left point by me that I took you to once, and that was probably one of the best I've had. It was just draining, spitting, and you were like, ah! And I was like,
sand bottom.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's up there. I think that would be quite good next week. That's up there with some of my favorite sessions. It's just like
so
things that exist.
Yeah. What is your thought on coffee? Are you a massive coffee lover?
I've got a bit of a funny story about coffee. So I went for 19 I went for 20 years, my whole life, thinking I hated coffee. And early this year, Pat showed me the way to get free coffee, which is you get stickers off his dodgy mate, the McDonald's sticker, put on the cardboard thing. So he gave me like 100 of these stickers. So I was, you put them on the card, put 6 of them on the cardboard, give it in, you get a free coffee. So I started drinking like caramel, like the sweet, not real coffee, I'd never have a black coffee. I'd have like caramel coffees, and I was having these every single day, sometimes twice a day, because I was like, you get quite addicted, didn't you?
Yeah.
Full of like caramel, sugar. It's not even real coffee, but it's give me a boost. And I had to stop because my hands wouldn't stop shaking. Even in the night, I'd have shaky hands. I thought I was going to die. I said to my parents, like, I might have to go to the doctors now. And I'm such a hypochondriac as it is. I was like, shaky. So I stopped drinking it. I haven't had shakes since. Honestly, I was like I had Parkinson's. It was really, really scary. So I stopped drinking it. But I do like coffee.
Taylor Swift. Shake it off.
Sorry? I know. Oh, it's so scary, honestly.
So you stopped drinking them. Have you got any Snickers left for me?
Oh, mate, I actually just gave them away the other day to one of the boys. I had loads in my glove box.
Pat's never given me many. I got the Cafe Nero one before because I don't think he likes the coffee there.
Yeah, to be fair, I've never seen someone go so above and beyond for a free coffee. It's not even free. You still have to buy those and like order them off eBay and stuff. It's like, yeah. But that's my coffee. That's my opinion on coffee. I like it. I will drink it every now and then, but I can't go back to having 1 or 2 a day.
Fair.
Pretty bad. What about you? You like Rag? Is it Rag? But what's the place by you?
Rag West Cross. Yes, brilliant coffee that is.
Yeah, they look nice. They look like the coffees I'd like.
They're not open at the minute, but I do like coffee. But I can't drink a flat white or anything. I find that like a bit too much for me.
Could you, like, I don't know. Well, Pat does it. Just you get a fucking tin of coffee from Tesco and just make a coffee with milk. Could you do that?
Yeah, that's why
you could.
No, yeah, Azira.
Right. Okay.
Azira is lovely, like an orange. It's like a silver tin with an orange cap. It's Americano. You're not meant to have milk with it, but I do. It's banging. Pats are stupidly strong. I used to having like 3 scoops.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have it, but I need sugar. I think I like it sweet. It's a bit bitter for me.
Yeah. Right. Do you like Starbucks? Would you have if you went past the Starbucks?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's overpriced, but like if someone else is getting it, I'll get one. But I don't just like. Sorry.
What would you go for?
I actually went there the other day. I think I had a frappuccino, like one of the cold ones. It's a caramel.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know, with no coffee. I had no coffee, so it's just like a caramel milkshake basically.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
With coffee.
Sorry.
I have that with coffee, caramelized frap. They're banging.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. So,
if you don't put cream on it there, it's like not as good. Nowhere near.
Yeah, the coffee they put in that, is that hot?
No. It might be. They're putting in ice. No, it must be hot.
Yeah, then it cools down.
Yeah. Right. On to the next. How is your air game? Are you getting better? Are you trying to push it?
Yeah, definitely. Not there yet with it. Over the winter, that was my goal, was to like stop just trying to like finish waves and surf waves and just be like, well, I'm not in a comp. I can just throw stuff and not care.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen, I've seen a big improvement. I've landed a fair few air reverses now. I had backhand ones sort of like I could do them before, but just getting a bit more consistent. And I want to get to the point where in a heat I could just throw. I'd be able to throw one and like probably land it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Pat's got pretty consistent air game, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like super, super consistent. And I just need to get into that mindset of not worrying about looking stupid, wasting waves. It's not wasting waves, it's practicing, but you know what I mean.
I know. I that's why I stopped trying airs, because like I can't really do them, but I can't even do them. Like trying them, like you'd have a nice wave, especially in like peaks. It'd have such a good bowl, and you could do 2 turns on it. But instead, I was like stalling and just killing the wave, try and do like a little pop.
Yeah, you do. You have to race it and miss loads of sections. But I've definitely, and it's been fun feeling things like click. So recently, my thing has been throwing my back arm on my forehand air reverses, throwing my back arm round, and just that to me has like I'm way more consistent at just throwing them, not landing them. That's like a different.
You're getting the
part.
puff out of the water.
Staying over my board. So yeah, back to your question. Not that great airs, but I am improving. Always trying to improve. So, yeah, say halfway there probably.
Straight airs, have you got them dialed at some point?
Kind of. Every now and then I'll pop one. I'll be like, wow, that felt really good. But I find I'm still a bit like, it's luck whether I kind of rotate a little bit in the air.
Yeah.
I find it hard just to keep going straight and then come down. You know what I mean? Like almost like a top turn, but just in the air. So, yeah, I can kind of do them, but not super consistent.
And on to the last question: turns or tubes?
Oh, that's really hard. I will frame your question into the way I would ask the question, which is, if I had to do one for the rest of my life, what would I do? And it would be turns.
Really?
Yeah, because I do turns every single day of my life and I'm not bored of them. Whereas I don't know whether if I got barrel, yeah, imagine that, saying if I got barreled every day of my life, I'd get bored.
No.
I have this conversation with people about big waves and small waves, and like, I actually find it more satisfying linking like a 1 to 2 foot wave up. You know, when you surf a 1 to 2 foot wave really good and you're like, that's the best way to surf that wave. I find that more satisfying than surfing a big wave good. I don't know why. You've got to be so much more perfect on a smaller wave. So I get more satisfaction out of turns, I think.
You have to put so much energy, like with a big wave, it's mainly the wave and you're just linking your rail into that.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got to generate that like flow and that, that sort of stuff.
I'm rubbish at like generating the speed on small waves, but if I do actually get a buzz, especially on my backhand main. Like if you get like that one click at the start of a left, it'll just project you and you can just keep it going. But if I start shit on the left, I normally pull off because I'm like, that's done.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, so I hope you see what I mean now. I'm not. I'd love to get barreled every day of my life, but
I think
you'd go barrels, did you?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
GTH, innit?
I wouldn't care if I have to do another turn. I don't think I would.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like different folks. Maybe if I was in 10 years, I'd probably answer barrels, but right now, I'm just loving like
the energy,
learning different stuff with tubes. So with turns.
What do you find helps you with turns? Like what video? Like, do you watch videos to help you like look back at yourself or think about yourself or?
With turns, I think it's actually a lot of watching yourself back.
Yeah.
It's weird because I haven't analysed my surfing for that. Been a bit like, because I haven't been surfing that much, waves have been rubbish. I sort of try and take my mind off surfing. Otherwise, I drive myself crazy thinking about there's no waves, getting depressed, you know. But if I'm thinking about it now, probably watching myself back and thinking, oh, I could have done that. But really, it's practice. Just thinking of the turn you want to do, and then finding that section to do it on. That's the best advice I could give anyone. Like if you want to do a cutback, find a wave with a slopey face that you can do a cutback. Or if you want to do a top turn, you're not going to take off on a fat wave. You've got to have either a closeout or one with a steep lip at the start.
That was what I used to find when we used to do trainings and stuff when we were younger. They'd be like, oh, take off and smash that first section. You take off and you have to do a cutback regardless.
Yeah. And then you come in and they go, why didn't you hit the first section? You're like, it's not that easy.
Yeah, there was no first section.
Yeah, I'm not like Kelly Slate. I can't just stick it in. I was like 14, rubbish. I can't do a crazy foam climb. Like, yeah. But, yeah. Wave selection, that's been a big thing over the last couple of years for me, actually. And you as well. You've probably figured out, I think everyone who progresses figures out that being on the best wave is what makes people good at surfing.
Yeah, think about Kieran compared to all of us. He has the least amount of waves in the surf, but every wave he normally is on the best waves, like by a mile.
Yeah. There's loads of people like that who sit.
I'm like,
you see him sitting for ages.
That one that he knows is going to come that angle. That's the angle that he wants. I'm not even that bothered. I'm quite happy to get one breaking halfway out the beach and spin on it. Like,
yeah, I've always thought that with him. even when we were younger, he'd always be so patient and like waiting.
Yeah, it was
Whereas
great.
I'm not patient. I'm not patient with anything, and I just want to get a million waves. But yeah, him actually surfing at Lantwit, I see that a lot with like and you learn it a lot when you have to wait in a line for a wave and you're not going to paddle past people. And when you waited so long, you wait for a good wave.
Yeah, you're not going to be like,
You
oh,
have to wait for there's spots by you. You know, you wouldn't paddle past people. Maybe at Crab with some of the locals, like you wouldn't. Maybe you would, but you know, you wait for that good wave and then you make sure you're on a good one.
yeah.
Makes it worth it. So, yeah, wave
But-
selection.
Another thing down through turns. I remember speaking to the Gill after we surfed Oxford Point, and he was looking at the shots and seeing about you. You like when you're doing the turns, they were quite flat sections. You were opening your arms out.
Yeah.
What does that like give? What does that do for you?
So, me and my dad, we like. Obviously, it's common knowledge within like QS surfing, I guess. That's like a Q snap. You throw your hands up in the air, it opens your body up for you to. It sort of helps you make the most out of like a small section. But me and Dad, it's just like a hack, you know. You can literally go up to the lip, stick your arms up, and it automatically opens your body for you to do like a tight snap. So it's kind of like a cheat. It's like a cheat code. But yeah, that's. I started doing it a lot. I try not to do it when it's like good, but if it's small and I'm trying to jam in a few turns,
and you open up.
Yeah, you see me with my hands in the air a lot.
I couldn't believe the spray you're throwing on like rubbish sections. I was like, what? Like that is ridiculous. And Gil was like, oh, I don't get what he's doing with his arms. He's like jazz hands and.
Yeah. So there was that Carve Mag cover. I think it was last year. Harry Droth was on the front. If you look at that, and his hands dead up, like up dead straight. And I don't know what it does. That someone will be able to break it down better than me, but it does something that helps.
It works.
Yeah, definitely works for sure.
Well, we'll ask someone else, see what their verdict is on that question.
Hey, you should get a coach on this show for sure. I am a coach, but not a very good one, really. You should get a proper one.
If any coaches want to give me some feedback, I'll let me know in the comments or something, and I'll get you involved.
I know Joel Gray. He's broken down. I think he's a big advocate of the arms up. I saw him write about it once, so he might be a good one to ask about it. I'm not sure. Maybe I can be enlightened as to why it works.
It works. I don't think I even do it. My arms are quite.
No, because you're always told don't have your back arm back. Have it coming round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
over your eye, like you want to be able to see your fingers when you're doing, like, almost see them doing a turn.
Yeah. But watch any QS event in subpar ways. Every single heat, you'll see people doing those sorts of turns. Just up. It's just a little flick. Seth Morris does it really well, and he makes it look really stylish. You know someone's good at doing them when you don't. Like, clearly, I'm not that great because you notice my hands in the air. But you notice it more in a still as well. But yeah, when you'll watch people and you'll be like, well, his hands are in the air every single turn, but I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't looking for it, you know?
Yeah, well, I only noticed it through looking at pictures and seeing you were like a way more spray than me and Pat that day. Like,
yeah.
And Pat,
I've
always 5 class turns.
Yeah, I've always been able to kick a bit more spray than, like, I don't know.
Me.
I'm quite heavy on my back foot as well.
You give your ball wide in, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. No, they don't survive very long. But yeah, how's your boards going, by the way?
They're pretty good, to be fair. The new one I've got feels really nice. It's like
that? The Bobby Flyer, is it? Or
it's
I
like,
don't know the name.
Called it a Monster Devo, but it's basically just like it's his high performance board, but it's got a lot of release and like it's rolling over a lot faster than the other boards. Right. Like doing like a cutback and stuff. It's really just whippy. I've never had that much whip in a board. I don't think. Like if I wasn't as like stable now as I was, like I'm probably more stable on my feet now than I have been ever. I think if I had that a year ago, it'd been too much for me. Like when I used to ride the boards, they'd be like too loose.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I'm finding that it feels really nice.
yeah. You want that like reactivity from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, man. Yeah, it's I love trying. Well, I love having to go on your boards and
Trying
just,
board is brilliant. Like to try another surfer's board. If it's similar depth or the board similar size, it's good to try, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't jump on like Lucas Skinner's board or something, but
Like cats, I can paddle them. It's pointless me trying.
yeah, yeah.
They're 5'8", but they're this thick.
Right then, let me ask you the same question. I reckon you'll change your answer as yesterday before we go, unless you've got any more.
Okay, go on.
So, if you had to choose a stage of tide, because we have massive tides in Wales, you had to choose a stage of tide for the tide to be at forever. What stage of tide would you choose? And I'm going to tell you mine. I didn't tell you mine yesterday.
All right, I'm going to go with a high tide. I still am. On a low tide, I'm going to give my reason. On a low tide, you're always rushing. The tides are so big in Wales, you're rushing to get that low tide. Because if it's a big tide, you've only got 40 minutes back and then 40 minutes on the push because it drops too low most places.
Yeah.
And on the pushing tide, from mid to high or high to mid, you've got so much time to surf them spots. But low,
but
we do have
it now stays there. It stays there forever now.
Huh?
It stays there forever.
I'd still go with high. I can't like not surf high tide peaks.
I think you've written off
there's a few more
so many low tide spots by you.
But there's a few more waves that are high tide that like
not even I know of.
Yeah, there's a few high tide spots that if I had the right winds and swells, I'm all over that more. And it's better timings as well because a big tide is middle of the day. I work, so I can't surf that big tide in the middle of the day when there's a lot of places working. So
yeah, I'm gonna go low. I go low tide because I think of all the spots, it would write off a few good spots, but there's more consistent spots that it would keep good. And there's like the spots that I surf a lot, Rest Bay, Scare, no Rivermouth anymore. It'd be quite funny. Everyone would be annoyed. No more Rivermouth. I'll have more Rivermouth. But then you get land to it. You get, any low tide beachy. So I think it's a net win.
You've gone for. If I lived by you, I may say low tide because, like, I can just be like, oh, it's high tide in an hour, and I'm lying in bed, and there's a little tiny swell, and I can just go down and surf it, and because it's high tide, it breaks, and if it wasn't high tide, it wouldn't even be a wave, and that happens in Porthcawl all the time. Like it's low tide and tiny, and that pushing tide, it picks it up a foot or two, and by the time it's high, and it would be 2 foot, it's flat. It's too high with you.
Yeah, I'd say I'd have low pushing. Like it's not going to be the biggest. You won't get the peak of the swell, I guess, but
you get a lot of spots. You do get a lot of spots. There's a lot of good low tide spots. It's just the middle. It's just the wrong timings for me. So I just don't surf them enough.
Fair enough. I wonder where other people would. I wonder where the Gill would actually. You need to get him on so you can answer that.
I'll give him a FaceTime and try and get him on. I don't know if he'll have the technology.
He's got all the camera gear and can't fucking work a phone.
94 cameras. 94 cameras. You still gotta go over his house to get 2 shots.
yeah. Oh yeah. Pop over and we'll have a cup of tea.
It is class. I love going over there, but I was there till like 10 to 12 one night. I was falling asleep. Like, oh my god. You showed me shots of like Angus Scotney getting barreled, and Angus can't even go over there and get shots.
Yeah, nice.
Come on, yeah. He's got and send them off, and months down the line, the poor boy hadn't even had his shots. And they're pretty good shot. Like, I'd be well happy with them. The best shots I've had of him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story about the Gill. There's a shot I had in BHS of him not long ago. Left. I borrowed the board that you borrowed.
Yeah.
From Sam, and it was a banging board. And I took it out to BHS, surfed, went really early, I had a banging surf. I was surfing, mainly getting good right-hand barrels. And then the girl turned up with Pat. Pat paddled out. I was like, oh, I gotta go to work. I'm gonna have to get out. I was paddling.
I was gonna come up. I was gonna come up that day, wasn't I? And I never did.
It was ridiculous. It was so good. I was paddling across the beach to catch like a tiny insider, and this thing just doubled in size. But it probably was the best backhand barrel I'd had to that day. It came flying through. This second section just went mental, and I just held my line and came flying out. Probably a lot of luck, but I just held my line and just did everything like you're meant to do.
Yeah.
I literally came out hands on my head now, like, oh my God, I just got a ridiculous barrel. And the girl is shooting like birds in the sky. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking kill him if he hasn't got this. So I run up the beach. I'm like, did you get it? And he's like, yeah, I got that wave. So anyway, off to work I go. Pat rings me. He's in Guts' shop. And they're like, that left you at, did you make it? I was like, yeah, I came fucking running up the beach. And Pat was like, oh, the girl gave up on you.
No.
The last sequence, I've had to zoom into it. You can just about see my nose. For like 3 sequences, you can't see me. Only the tiny end bit of the nose. And I rang him up and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That would have been the shot. I was like, I know.
Just hang up on him.
I was like, just send that sequence, please.
Fuck, that's funny.
But
yeah, he's funny. I like him.
Now on, he's got to shoot until he sees either me upside down in the water or coming out.
Hey, one more question for you. One more question.
Go on.
What is your best ever surf trip you've been on?
Oh, it was Morocco.
Oh, actually, I know the answer. I should have asked that.
It was Morocco. You should. That was like That's even the most. I love going on trips to Cornwall with you and the boys, and they're my favourite. When we were younger, and we'd go to Boardmasters and stuff.
Yeah,
they were class, and I still can't that tantrum I had on the beach. Should have stood in a weave of fish and.
Did we draw a phallus on your board?
I think the underneath my board is brand new. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, I remember.
I'd never do that to any of you, and you shit yourselves and just paddled out. I was on the other side of the beach, just going mental. The best I'd surfed that trip because I was so angry. Craig was like, oh, I've never seen two turns like that. I stood in the weave of fish coming out then, didn't I?
Yeah, nearly got a girlfriend out of it. That's so funny. Yeah, those trips were they will be. We'll have more of them for sure.
Yeah, but Morocco is the best I've surfed, and by
waves.
Surfed basically a better version of Snapper because it was less crowded and more makeable barrels.
That's why those boys were there. That's why Freddie was there, wasn't it? To practice for a Snapper.
It was ridiculous, and then I surfed a wave like trestles, like pretty much the same. I've got a picture of it, and it looks like trestles. But there's
so jealous.
2 of us in the water for an hour, and it was like 5 foot.
That's someone you want to have on your poddy.
Rob Miles.
For sure, mate. Ask him, because Pat was telling me about the story of him falling off the cliff at
oh my God,
the reef down by you. That cliff is disgustingly high.
Can't believe he's here. The story is he is one of the funniest people I've ever met. Like I've only met him in the water a few times, and I remember surfing. Like he's a really good surfer. He's like really casual, but he surfs really well. Like he can like pop proper airs and stuff.
Best weekend warrior around, isn't he?
Yeah, by a mile. Well, he's a part-time. He only works part-time. He works like 25 hours a week or something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be a pharmacist, I think. That's the best job to do because he surfs all the time. He's always traveling.
Yeah, he does live a good life, doesn't he?
Yeah. But he's always dead. He's broke his back twice. His ribs, he broke his ribs. His board snapped around his ribs.
Yeah, he broke him when he was out there with you, didn't he?
He's peeing blood and coughing blood up and everything for the whole week.
Classic.
Yeah.
He's a hell man, to be fair.
2 tram-ons to go into every surf.
On the trams.
And the first thing he did when we got there was bought vodka, and he was like, "Oh, just to go to sleep at night." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, yeah."
That's funny.
I don't drink, so he's drinking vodka. Just like neck is
Drink vodka.
Food.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's nuts, man.
What's your favourite surf
Yeah.
you've been on?
Oh, I didn't ask that to be asked. I only asked you because I genuinely wanted to know, and then I realised it was going to rock. Don't know. I don't know. Australia was pretty special, you know. Like I've always wanted to go there. That was
Tick the box.
obviously Australia for quality of waves, you know, pumping waves. Seeing like heroes like surfing, you know. So Mick Fan, I was about to drop it on Mick Fan, and then I didn't. So it was flying down the line at me. I was like, oh my god. So,
I bet people
yeah,
like
definitely
made
awesome.
sections. Like I bet he made a section and you'd be like, nah, no way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he was just like flying, and it was like the sun was coming up from behind him, so he was like a silhouette. So I was gonna go. If it was just fucking anyone, I would have gone.
But you're like, oh, we're
Yes.
fanning.
Yeah, I seen it. I was like, oh my god. I don't know why. I picture him with like in my memory, he's got like a full 6-pack. He's like a god in my memory. Honestly, it was just the speed he was going at was nuts. So yeah, I was like admiring him, like, oh my god, and then
I remember
he's gone.
in Morocco, Billy Kemper. Someone posted a picture of a barrel he had this week, and it's like it weren't the biggest. So there was 2 swells. I went on like the medium swell, then they stayed, and when he broke his pelvis or whatever he did on the biggest swell they've ever had. But the one I did was like it was still like 10 foot out the back, 8 easy, and then like 6 to 8 on the inside, which I was surfing. And I just happened to luck into like an 8-footer, and it just doubled up. And I in my head, I was like, I was getting stupidly barreled, and then I was like, but looking back at the pictures of it, I must have, because the guys were getting like stinking barrels. Like they were behind foam balls like that, and I seen Billy Kemper get one of them, and he came out and like jumped off his board. The speed he came out of the barrel, I was like, what the hell?
Never seen anyone go so fast. Like
Ridiculous. Like I did the turn. They were doing turns on sections. I was like stalling, ready to pull in. They were stupid. Like, I'd be like
good.
waiting for a barrel, and they were like hitting lips. I was like, oh.
It ups your level against guys like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Then
not against them, but just surfing with them, like, you know.
they just jump onto their jet skis then and get pulled.
Yeah, that helps, doesn't
Dying like paddling 20.
We're just the hardcore.
Huh?
So we're just the hardcore.
I know. They put a jacket on when they were at the back waiting. Like when the guy in the jet ski was just putting a jacket on and just cruising on his phone.
Yeah.
They're the life.
Don't worry, you'll be like that soon.
Yeah. Where Billy Kemper will watch this now and be like, oh, I remember him. He almost took my head off coming out of a barrel. I literally came out. I was like, pulled like literally really close, and then he's gone, vanished.
What did he say?
Nothing. I had to straighten out. Like I had to take the wave in, because if I jumped off, there was like so many people there. So I just did a run around, and he just jumped onto his jet.
Right. Yeah.
I wish I had a jet. If I had a jet ski there, I'd have loved it. But they did. Stock photographers and stuff it was kind of locals and main top dogs only, because people were trying to rent boats and stuff out there. Because it's like surf, probably like what you have in Llantrip, but for probably 2 times.
Yeah, you can't not have a sweep when it's that when there's that much water moving. You know, it's impossible for there not to be some sort of a rip.
You got to paddle. What I noticed, you got to paddle like into the deeper water to try and get out of that rip, and then it kind of
loop
back
around.
up. But I was getting so many waves through just paddling up through that, like through the sweep. I was paddling through the sweep, because as soon as someone would fall, everyone was so like 20 yards out, and because I was just I was just like chasing up that sweep, even though it was hard, I'd be able to catch a lot more waves, because everyone would be too far out for them good ones.
Yeah. Sneaky insiders.
They were solid to paddle up. Oh,
yeah,
I
nice.
reckon I lost a stone on that week.
Just from paddling.
Yeah, and eating absolutely nothing, because
Worrying about getting the shits.
yeah, I didn't eat anything sketchy. I had some chips and stuff like that all the time.
Oh, yeah, I'm itching to get away again, go
Yeah.
somewhere.
We'll go somewhere nice soon.
Yeah, for sure. What's this gonna be on then? YouTube?
I'm going to put this onto YouTube now. You send a couple of clips over so people know who you are. If people don't, Logan is
Yeah.
an absolute beep. That is legend.
Yeah, nice and macca.
All right, so no.
Yeah, sick. We'll get surf soon.
Yeah, cool. If you're surfing
What's
Sunday, let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Do my
5
best. Might just stay around here. But
No
in a
worries.
bit.
See you soon.
You.
Bye, Logan.
Bye, mate. Bye.